Hey guys, it is Scuba here, and I have Mocha over here.
What up?
And today we are going to be talking about Sony's E3 conference.
Really excited about this one for sure.
Yeah, Sony's definitely where we have our love, so we decided to start there. We're definitely going to hit up the others probably within the next couple days to talk about it, but we figured we'd break it up so we don't have a 2-hour podcast about some shit. But today we're going to break down all the games that they're going to be releasing. Some have release dates, some don't obviously. But we're going to start with the PlayStation VR.
Ooh.
We figured that would be the best place to start off. It's going to come out on October 13th, 2016. It's going to be $400. And they said that by the end of I don't know if they mean by the end of the year, this year, or by the end of the year of it being out, they're going to have 50 games. But they have released a lot of things that they're going to come out with. Some of them being Final Fantasy 15 is going to have a little VR love. And then we have Batman Arkham. We didn't really find out anything about Batman, but I'm really excited about it regardless.
Anything Batman is going to be exciting, that's for sure. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what the VR has to offer for this Batman game. Maybe Final Fantasy 2. I feel like Final Fantasy 15 is going to be more of a console popular than VR, but we'll see how it turns out. It's a first-person shooter, so it could be fun. It could not be. Depends on basically what route they take, I guess.
Yeah, I think that they said you could just be one character.
Yeah.
So I don't know how limited that's going to be, how they're going to price that, whatever. But it looked kind of neat, but it did just look like a first-person shooter game, honestly. But who knows what it'll look like? We're just watching a television screen seeing it. But Batman, nothing will be cooler than being Batman.
I hope it's like
gliding through the streets and shit.
Oh, you think it'll be dope?
You think it'll be like as open world, or you think it'll just be like, oh, we're trying out VR?
Yeah, I think in the stage that it's in right now, VR is going to be one of those things that could be the next level of gaming, but it's going to definitely have some work to do in the future to come.
I just think that they'll need to have. I don't think that it'll just come out and be a big deal.
Yeah, I think it's going to gain popularity over time.
$400. It's definitely gonna take me a sec to actually buy it.
Oh, for sure.
Even though I think Batman's release date is the same month that VR itself comes out.
Okay.
So I know your love for the Batman games.
Oh man, Batman games are just. Batman Arkham City is probably one of the greatest stories of all time, and of this decade, I should say. Maybe not all time, but of this decade, that was one of my favorite storytellings ever. So I'm really excited to see the concepts they take from those games to put in the VR. Maybe it'll be a combat game where you have to use your hands and kind of fight off dudes, or the scenery is just going to be great in general, I'm sure. But yeah, I guess we'll have to see where it goes. I'm really hoping the best for it.
I just think. I really hope it's not like we're trying out this whole VR thing. Coming out with a Batman game is a really bold move.
Let's slap Batman's name on it, people will buy it. I hope it's not like that. Another Call of Duty.
I hope we'll get to that later. I hope it's not just super limited and, you get a couple scenery images and then, that's all we got. I mean, we really don't know anything about the game yet, so we don't have to dig in it too much. It's just Batman VR sounds really cool.
Oh, whatever. For sure.
We'll get into a couple more, I believe, through VR, through the list, but we'll see. But next we have God of War 4.
God of War 4. We got Old Man Kratos over here.
Old Man Kratos.
Going through the Norse mythology. I'm very curious to see where this goes, man, because you had all the God of Wars, they were, Greek mythology. He was taking down the gods throughout all those games. So, it's going to be kind of weird to see, a Spartan in the North mythology kind of region and area, see what he's doing over there. I don't know how that's going to connect at all, but, if they do it right, I bet it's going to be an excellent game, for sure.
So, I never played the other ones, so I'm sorry about that, guys, but Jeremy's been all about them.
God of War. Kratos is my dude.
But Norse mythology is what's pulling me in with this game, because that is my shit. I love Norse mythology. So to actually see him out here fighting giants and shit in the E3 announcement is really cool. I'm glad to see it actually coming back to life, because God of War has been one of those exclusives that really pull people in, and I can appreciate that even though I haven't played the other ones. But he's with some kid.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's kind of going to have a Last of Us effect where the kid's with you a lot. They really pushed Kratos hanging out with this kid, teaching him how to hunt, teaching him how to be a badass, really. Teaching him how to be Kratos. And I don't know if maybe you think he's like trying to pass the torch. He realizes he's just turning into a grandpa and needs somebody else to be as badass as him. I mean, because he's like, I'm digging into Norse mythology now. I'm not going to be able to do all this by myself, right. You little fucker.
I like to believe that it's his son for sure. I mean, he shows, from what you see from Kratos, I mean, granted, being he's an older man, you can see the crow's feet just kind of creeping up on him and the nice lumberjack beard he's been growing. But I feel like he's still the same badass as ever, but I think that's his kid just because throughout the gameplay trailer, you kind of see where he shows a lot of patience with this dude and, all his fuck-ups. He missed the deer. He shot Kratos square in the arm when he was trying to take down that troll. And, through the whole thing, he was just real understanding about it. So I like to think that's his dad, and definitely he's probably going to try and pass the torch or at least leave some legacy behind. So, but I would love to know how he stumbled upon this region, and how does he have a kid with him if that is his kid. That's I guess we're going to find out eventually, but that's mainly my main questions right there. But the gameplay itself looks phenomenal compared to the other games. The other games,
it looks way different.
Yeah. The other couple games, they are like a hack and slash, kind of a beat 'em up, you kind of mash combos game. I'm not really sure how this one works, but like the camera angle is different for Kratos, and the actions he takes and like how you execute them are completely different than what you've seen in the previous games.
I wonder if it'll be open world at all.
If
you think it'll be linear.
That's something they could definitely expand on, because like all the other games were definitely linear, kind of level based, and platformy type games. And this game actually does look pretty open world, kind of like a Last of Us feel, like Steven said previously. But yeah, I would love to see it be an open world and see how the level progression and things go with that, rather than the same old kind of jump here, climb here, beat this boss here, and it's all kind of just structured, and you know what's going on.
Yeah,
there's no choice in the matter. You just kind of go forward.
I think open world would just be an added awesome part of the game. I think they could keep it linear and still be a really great game. But
oh yeah, I'm still gonna buy it regardless, just because it's God of War, and that's a biased opinion. But yeah, it definitely looks like a game that I'm really excited for, and a game that I'm probably just gonna go ahead and pre-order.
Yeah. That's a safe bet for sure. I figured you were gonna go down that route, definitely. All right, we have The Last Guardian. I'm not gonna get into Last Guardian a lot. It still looks beautiful. It's been announced for a really long time now, but we finally have a release date on that. That's coming out on October 25th, 2016. A lot's going on in October, so we'll see if that changes up, but a lot of stuff is coming out in October. Next we have Horizon Zero Dawn.
Ooh, this game looks amazing, guys.
We have another red-haired protagonist, Archer,
with some stereotypical cliche stuff, but at the same time it still looks refreshing, new, and exciting.
It's like a third-person overhead free roam, I want to say, game that has there's a lot of gathering, a lot of crafting tools, a lot of it's kind of Dead Rising-ish is what it looks like in that, but it's not that similar to Dead Rising. It's more of like it gave me a Skyrim feel to it.
Oh, for sure, like an Avatar meets Skyrim type feel.
Because you're fighting these mech creatures, like mech dinosaurs. Everything is just robotic.
Everything is chrome in the future.
you can mount creatures, which is kind of neat. It's kind of like Shadows of Mordor.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of little things that reminded me of other games that I've been looking forward to seeing how this game will go for a really long time. And I know that PlayStation Store never fucking lets me go a day without knowing about it. So.
Oh, for sure. They're pushing this game really hard. I'm excited for it. And I personally think the game looks amazing. That's probably going to be another one that I pre-order. Just the environments and the way you go about doing things is amazing. They kind of take like a primitive character and like how they interact with the environment into like a futuristic sci-fi environment. So it's cool to see how like this kind of caveman type character kind of works in a sci-fi like mech, a computerized environment. So that's going to be fun to see how that works out.
I just like the blend. I think that the nature is beautiful, and to have badass mechs flying around, like they act so animal-like too.
Yeah.
Like they're just living their life, and it looks like this bitch just rolls up and starts firing arrows at him. Man, it doesn't even look
I'm just trying to eat this cybergrass show, and
doesn't
this
even
bitch
look like
is
they're
over
trying
here
to get you or
cramping my
anything.
style.
But this bitch over here, man.
She's the best.
All right, so next we have Detroit Become Human. This, I don't know if you played any of the Heavy Rain Beyond Two Souls games. I played Heavy Rain. I didn't play Beyond Two Souls, but it's like a choice. Like Heavy Rain was like you shave your face, so move the right analog around your face. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
every little motion you're doing, or at least that's kind of like your tutorial, and then eventually you get the more serious shit. But a lot of the times it's like, ooh, hit X to pick this up, and
Hold up, man. I'm looking at this this cover right here. Is that Jennifer Lawrence on the cover, man? Are they doing this?
Oh no, it does.
That
it
looks
really
exactly
does
like
look
Jennifer
like
Lawrence.
it.
Is this the year where you guys are just gonna mask over like famous people?
Oh,
as characters?
we're definitely gonna get to that with
Norman
with
Reedus.
adding your actors in these video games. I don't care about
Kojima,
that.
man, you're messing up, bro.
Animation is animation. I don't understand why we need to make. Just have them voice act. I don't know why you have to make a character look exactly like somebody. That kind of destroys the whole fantasy of playing a video game for me. But we'll talk about that.
Oh yeah, for sure,
All right.
for sure.
We're back to Detroit Become Human. It's a choice game, but the problem with Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls is like you can make decisions, but ultimately you're not really changing the course of the game that heavily.
So it's kind of like it has like an Until Dawn feel, I guess, to it.
Yeah, it's like someone will say something and then you decide what to say. Kind of like The Wolf Among Us,
Oh, okay.
But a little more hands-on.
I'm not really into those games. I never really gave them a try. I think you got to have a certain kind of taste.
Certain kind of taste and a certain kind of patience.
Yeah, for sure.
It's more of a story than anything.
Yeah.
And we'll see where it goes. There were a lot of choices in the E3 announcement, little trailer, whatever they showed us. But so it looks like it could be cool. It's been a little while, so I think the game will be all right. I probably won't pre-order it, and it'll probably take me a while to actually get the game.
Oh yeah.
But I'll still try it out probably.
I'm definitely gonna look for reviews on that before I think about buying it. I'm on the fence about that one. I don't know too much about it, and the gameplay to me seems just kind of like a button click here, watch this cutscene, button click there, maybe walk around a room, find some stuff. And those types of games just don't seem too exciting to me. It just seems like you're watching a fancy movie where you get to kind of interact with it.
And you have to keep track with it and actually click shit. But that's really all we got for Detroit. We'll probably post some links and stuff. If you want to get more into the stuff, then we'll have the release and stuff like that in the links.
Resident Evil 7.
Resident Evil
VR,
7
dude.
VR. Resident Evil's back.
Terrifying.
I'm gonna say this right now that Silent Hill and Resident Evil. If you guys listened to our last podcast, I said that those were the games that I really grew up with. So to see Resident Evil come back for one is really cool, and to see them kind of changing up their style. We've kind of hit a weird action-y phase with Resident Evil. It all started with 4, and 4 was amazing.
Just kind of strayed from horror to
5
more
and
action.
6 were weird. I still played them, but it wasn't as much fun for sure. But Resident Evil 7, it's through VR. It really looks like the Silent Hill promotional trailer with Norman fucking Reedus. They're just pushing it, but it looked amazing. That PT was awesome.
I was really excited for PT, man. Like, I wish I still had it on my hard drive, to be quite honest.
It was so much fun. It was terrifying with headphones.
Scary, dude.
Just the game would have been perfect, and for it to be canceled really, really bums me out. But it really looks like with Resident Evil 7, that's where we're going, and that couldn't be better news. It seems like it's going to be slower paced, not as actiony, especially in VR. I feel like if it was actiony, it'd be real bizarre.
I feel like the VR is still in its developmental stage, so you might see a little less gameplay, I guess, or like less exciting games compared to your console games, because they're still probably working out the kinks and the bugs and trying to see exactly how far they can take these games. So with that being like a first release, I'm still excited for it. Is it a first-person shooter, or...
I think it's like first-person. I think they said they're going to release it out. I don't think it's VR only. I think they should release it for consoles. I think I heard that. I'm not sure, though. But it seems like the VR, at least, is going to be really sweet. Yeah. I think transitioning it over, I think it'll just be a first-person game on your console, which I'm actually okay with that. I don't know anything about the characters. I don't know if they're bringing back the dudes or whatever.
Right.
But it looks great. In conclusion,
just VR in general, like for a horror game, I think that's going to be especially terrifying. Because I mean, there's an experience of putting on headphones and playing in the dark, but when you're actually up close into the action, and you're seeing that. That's going to be heart-wrenching.
I can't imagine hearing something behind you, turning around and just seeing like a deformed face of a zombie.
Dude.
Just like I think horror is going to come back to life with VR, and I'm so excited.
I would hope so.
I really am. I just feel like action on VR is not going to be my thing. But
first person VR, I think I'm looking forward to that. Just first person shooters in general. I love first person shooters, so it's going to be cool to see how they develop an FPS for VR. But yeah, it would definitely be hard to adapt, and I think with that, it's going to be more skill level than anything. Like, if you're playing, say, if they ever come out with a multiplayer, and you're pitting off against, like, your friends VR style, I think that's going to come down to, like, who's the better gunman. Like, almost like in real life.
Almost as close to actually going outside without going outside. That's really going to be great.
Yeah.
But, let's move on, and I hate to say it, but they talked about Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. We personally don't care about Call of Duty. Call of Duty, this one's spacey, I think.
That was the next step.
We saw a clip of some dude just flying around in space, just dropping guys with a gun.
Your standard Call of Duty machine gun with the red dot sight,
In my opinion, and I know I might get a lot of hate for this, and I mean, we're being cliche on the Call of Duty hate, but we really, I mean, when you release the same game every year, it's hard not to, you know what I mean?
You're just pooping out games, and you expect, it's quantity over quality, and, I'm really excited / bummed about the Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Infinite Warfare, like, as a bundle. I would love to see Modern Warfare as a standalone remake, because I would definitely buy that. Modern Warfare 1 is definitely, hands down, the best Call of Duty game, and I absolutely loved that growing up playing.
Oh, yeah. That was when couch multiplayer was so important, because those missions, I remember them being so serious, man. I remember like the stealth, everything behind it. Like, how are we gonna take out this group of dudes?
Yeah.
In the snow, in the little plains area where you're just hiding in the.
Oh yeah.
Like, that was just.
I would still play that game to this day.
And like he was saying, for those of you that don't know, they're remastering Modern Warfare, and they are only allowing it's only available to people that buy Infinite Warfare, which I'm not going to buy.
No, I'm just going to have to miss out on the fun, bro.
I'll just have to look from a distance and kind of feel that nostalgia through videos. I
Other
guess.
people's enjoyment. This is gonna suck, but
because there's no way I'm buying.
I'm a man of principle.
I'm buying Infinite Warfare. But back to Infinite Warfare, I feel like they're making this to keep up with this new style of first-person shooters. Man, I really like. We've lately had, mind Halo. Halo's been around for a while, like with Overwatch and Team Fortress getting all that hype still. Like with all this weird first-person animated shooters coming out, where it's not your traditional, Battlefield type of stuff.
You're just.
I feel like Call of Duty's just trying to keep up with those dudes, and they're just making something a little more weird. They just keep getting weirder and weirder, and it's like. Just give it up.
Yeah, they're trying to get too advanced, and I don't know. I just think that they're not taking time with their games, man. I think if they took time with their games and released a Call of Duty every, maybe year and a half or so. I mean, not every year, but I feel like they don't take any time into their games, so
they're just on a weird.
The quality's lacking, man.
But I mean, at the same time, I get it. I get that you're still gonna have your kids and your weird. Militaristic 25-year-old dudes in their mom's basement.
Yeah.
But I personally don't get it. But we'll move on. Crash Bandicoot. They're not gonna release a new game for Crash, which kind of sucks. But they're gonna remaster Crash 1, Crash 2, and Crash Warped. They didn't release any footage of it. They just showed his little Skylanders intro. They're coming out with a new Skylanders game too, but I don't know anything about Skylanders. I just know that in this next one you're going to be able to make characters and Crash is in there. So
I do got to say that I don't like Crash's new look from the E3 coverage of him. I think he looks kind of like a knockoff Banjo from Banjo and Kazooie. To be quite honest, he looks too weird and I don't know, just
they kept his weird Tasmanian devil proportion.
Yeah,
that's just kind of weird. But
give me a smaller, skinnier, just like the original Crash, but just a little bit different. Like they just changed it dramatically. He looks like a cereal box character, bro.
Yeah, I still think that they couldn't have made. They could have made a new Crash Bandicoot game. But I don't think that, I think there's a big difference between when Crash Bandicoot was big and now, and I just feel like they wouldn't be able to make it too cool if they
I love Crash Bandicoot, but I would have rather seen maybe a Jak and Daxter remake. I think you could do a lot with that series in general.
I'm looking for a Sly Cooper.
Sly Cooper would also be amazing.
I need a new Sly Cooper game. That would be really cool.
Yeah. How about that?
Alright, so Hideo Kojima came out. The man, the myth, the legend just came out and announced Death Stranding.
There's really not too much on this trailer, guys. I mean, you kind of see... You see the most... famous of The Walking Dead, Norman Reedus. You can't go wrong with that,
as we previously mentioned. He's naked. He's sitting on the ground. He picks up a baby. There's a baby. Then the baby disappears, and there's oil, and there's just oil footsteps or something that's just walking away. And I don't know.
It's so vague I'm not really even interested, to be quite honest.
I'm not interested. I love Kojima. Everybody loves Kojima.
For sure.
But I don't see it. And back to the whole, actor being in a game thing.
Yeah, I think that just kind of ruins the creative process of making video games. Because if you see video games as an art, and you just you copied and pasted another dude into your own story. I feel like if I'm playing video games is like reading a book. You want to have your own specific character, and you don't ever read a book that says, "Oh yeah, so Norman Reedus walked down the street, blah blah blah." It's you don't ever see that when someone's telling a story.
Yeah, you literally made an interesting original story. I'm guessing, from what we saw, it's definitely original for how bizarre it is. But
Oil babies.
Then you're gonna ruin it by just adding in, and this isn't Norman Reedus hate. We don't hate Norman Reedus.
No, he's an excellent actor. I love that dude, man. But at the same time,
we love the guy. I enjoy Walking Dead a lot, but I'm telling you that when I play this game, if I play this game, all I'm gonna be thinking about is that I'm Daryl from The Walking Dead.
Daryl
and
Dixon.
I'm gonna be like, "Where's my crossbow? And where are the zombies? All I see is
my motorcycle.
All I see is oil and babies." But I don't know. Maybe when we get more information, we didn't get any information, so the hate is too real. But right now, it just doesn't seem that interesting.
It just seems like he kind of copied and pasted Norman Reedus from his PT game, which I was kind of disappointed about. PT, the promotional trailer was amazing. Took me like an hour and a half, 2 hours to beat it. But at the end, you see Norman Reedus yet again in a Kojima original, and you're just wondering, since PT fell through, since Silent Hill fell through, I think he's just kind of pushing this Norman Reedus love onto another game.
Yeah, it's just, we already saw it attempted. And then, what game, I forget which game it was, that had Ellen Page. The girl from Juno.
That was it was Last of Us, but it wasn't her. They didn't intentionally do it.
The other one. I don't know if it was Beyond Two Souls or if it was the Quantum game. I don't know.
But I think it might have been Beyond Two Souls.
Ellen Page herself was made into a character, and I was like, I'm not buying this game, dude. What the hell? What? Why?
I was almost convinced that Ellen Page was the little girl from Last of Us for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
I think they got some like major flack for that too, and she had to like.
Yeah, she actually got mad about it and stuff. But they were never like Ellen Page in The Last of Us, because that would have just been like. That would have ruined The Last of Us. Would have hurt the game a little bit for sure. But okay, moving on. I'm really excited about this Spider-Man. And I think it's a PlayStation exclusive, which is gonna be awesome. I'm gonna.
Oh man, I love Spider-Man games.
Just bringing me back. Just watching the trailer alone brings me back to the old PlayStation 1 Spider-Man games.
Just swinging around,
I'm just swinging around. I'm facing like the best villains. I'm just going through villains left and right. The GameCube Spider-Man. It was based on the movie with Tobey Maguire.
Oh yeah, dude. I played that on PlayStation 2, bro. That was actually an excellent game.
Excellent game because it actually had people like Shocker and Vulture. It wasn't about the movie. It was about just fighting villains and a Green Goblin. You had this epic ending with Green Goblin. But we in the trailer, he's kind of just floating around the city. He's like busting through diners and stuff.
The environments look amazing. His movements look amazing. That's what we love about Spider-Man games, is just the way Spider-Man himself moves and interacts in his own environment. His powers, it makes for an excellent game to play. An
excellent game. Because the man is not my favorite superhero. He's up there, but he's the number one superhero I would love to play a game for. Like, Spider-Man games are incredible.
Just web slinging gives me such a rush. Like, I could web sling for hours and does not do anything. Just the way he flips and moves and everything. And I think with this game, they're really going to focus on, the minor details like that stuff. So, definitely pre-ordering this game as well.
Yeah, I'm definitely pre-ordering this. I'm playing the hell out of this game. All you needed to say, you didn't even need to show me a clip of the game. You just had to say, open world Spider-Man. Get this.
We've been waiting, for that since Web of Shadows, bro.
Yeah.
Web of Shadows is hands
sign
down.
me the fuck up, dude. I'm all about that shit.
Yeah, dude.
But,
Web of Shadows is definitely my favorite Spider-Man game, probably besides this one's going to be.
Oh, yeah.
But
it's definitely going to be.
Open world Spider-Man, you can't go wrong with it, And, yeah, man, it's going to be a really good game. Yeah. Just because I love Spider-Man, obviously.
There's not a lot of things in this list that I'm going to actually go out and pre-order. But I am definitely going to pre-order this game. And last is Days Gone. It's a game made by a studio that I'm not familiar with. We looked it up and it was like they made a couple games here and there. Nothing that really like hit the nail on the head with anybody. But they're making a game called Days Gone, and it's a biker dude in a zombie apocalypse. It's as generic of a story as you could possibly think.
But just as fun nonetheless.
But
it looks
it actually surprised the hell out of us and looked really good. There's this gameplay where the guy has his gun pointed at this little truck bed or something like that, and they pop out and they just start swarming him. There's just zombies left and right flying like 28 days later, and it just looks crazy. The dude's running around, he's like ducking and dodging zombies. They're swarming him like Left 4 Dead style.
Oh yeah, it definitely looks like Left 4 Dead with all the zombies.
It looks like Left 4 Dead meets The Last of Us.
Yeah.
And it really, really looks good.
Just the way you kind of interact with the things in your environment, it reminds you a lot of Last of Us, and especially the camera angle. It's third person, but when it comes to actually fighting the zombies, it takes a completely different turn. It's a third person shooter almost, but like I said, it's your generic kind of survival horror game. But at the same time, it still looks just as fun as all the other ones that have been previously made.
It looks like it can definitely. It's weird that it's so generic, but it looks like it could definitely hit a feeling in a zombie game that we've never had before, and I just think it's gonna be neat. It looks like you can kind of just like post up somewhere.
Yeah.
And just like you can probably take a different direction with the game. Like if you wanted to, you could just have like your own zombie shelter or something. I think that'd be cool.
This is like Fallout of zombies, basically.
I hope it's like that. I hope it's not just like, oh, now go here and do this. And
yeah, if it's open world, I kind of want to have some decision on where I'm going, and basically, I don't need to follow a linear path. And I think that might be the downfall of the game for me in general. Just to see that if it doesn't let me explore the way I want to explore, like maybe Fallout Skyrim style, but at the same time we're talking about a zombie apocalypse. I think it'd be like it'd be almost like playing The Walking Dead. Like that would be exciting to me. I think. Oh yeah. I hope that's how this game's gonna go. It's just kind of like you're a character in The Walking Dead, but it's actually open world. Like how you're following the character and everything.
I think it'd be cool. Just like imagine stocking. Like if you could stock ammo and stuff up and keep it in like a chest or something. Yeah, dude, that'd be dope. And decide to be in a certain building or something like that, and then like you just see a swarm of zombies that just happen to come up to your house, and then you just have to hold them all off. That'd be crazy. It'd be awesome if they could have like a multiplayer of some sort. I doubt it, but
yeah, that'd be fun to have like kind of like a Borderlands type multiplayer where each person that joins in the game just kind of gets increasingly harder. That'd be fun to see.
Oh yeah, I think that'd be awesome. The swarming feature is definitely pretty cool. Oh. But that's it for the announcements. Once again, this is not all PlayStation exclusives. This is just the stuff that Sony decided to announce and kind of push themselves. Some are, some aren't. I think we kind of analyzed which ones are, though. Which one out of the list are you most excited for?
Oh, man. Honestly, I'm going to go ahead and say probably Spider-Man and God of War. Like, I would say Spider-Man first, God of War second, and then Horizon Zero Dawn definitely third. All three of those look like games I'm going to spend a lot of time on when they come out, and I'm very excited to see them. Also, I mean, on top of that, Final Fantasy 15, but that's already been, announced. Everyone kind of knew about that before E3.
Yeah, I think they were just pushing the VR, I believe.
I think the only thing that they really kind of announced was the first-person shooter for Final Fantasy 15. I'm not really going to be into that. I'm really actually kind of into the console RPG. But, besides Final Fantasy 15, those three for sure. I'm not really sure about the VR right now. We'll see how that pans out. $400 is a lot for a system.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you think are you going to give it some time, or are you just going to
I'm definitely giving it some time. I'm not going to delve in because, like I said, it's still
$400. Yeah.
It's still in the developmental stages. They're kind of taking the next step in gaming. It's kind of like going to the moon. You kind of gotta, take your punches with it. There's going to be setbacks and everything. So I'm just going to kind of wait out those setbacks and see. I don't want to have like the 360 did with the Red Ring of Death. It's kind of like I'll wait to see if they fix the bugs.
Yeah, we have no idea how it's gonna be. It's definitely not a day one thing. No console that's ever came out has been like a day one for me.
Yeah.
I'm such a skeptic with things like this. You know.
Yeah.
There have been so many failures of a console
at
this point in our lives that it's really hard to be cool with dropping so much money down on something like that.
Especially with this great step that it's taking with virtual reality.
Yeah, this is a whole nother level. Like this is the next level. When you say to yourself, it can't get any better than this, this is the ideal next step that just hits you out of nowhere.
Exactly.
So it's cool to actually have a release date on it. I mean, like, I'm excited for the idea. I think it's really cool. I would say for my most Spider-Man is most definitely my number one. And then probably Resident Evil. And then I would say Horizon Zero Dawn for sure.
Oh yeah, that game's gonna be the shit.
I just hope that Resident Evil pulls through and actually has something outside of VR. I hope it's not just like pushing VR on
I've been
me.
seeing ads on the PlayStation store for Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
I think there's an actual
you're right.
demo that you can play right now. Maybe not right now, but I saw it, I think maybe a week or two ago that it was on there.
That's sweet. I'm gonna have to hop on that. But I'll probably give it a year after VR.
Oh, for sure.
To buy it. I think it should drop a little. I should have enough information based around it to where I can decide if I want to get it or not. But that's gonna sum it up for us. You have anything else?
I think I've done enough talking for the day.
Alright, so that's it for our Sony. We're going to try to, tomorrow or the next day, get up our... we'll probably hit up Microsoft next, and then we'll hit the other specifics and see what they had.
Part 1 of 3, guys, so just stay tuned for the rest.
Yeah, so we will catch you guys next time.
And for our 16 viewers out there, thank you for watching. We love you guys.
You're the real MVPs out here.
All right, peace, y'all.
See ya.